Hi, my name is Kai. I'm sick of videos about my life, and welcome to another part of the Heart series. This one is another Mayo vlog. So the last video you've seen was a little update, catching up to speed from everything that's happened since I last went to Mayo for testing. This is my most recent endeavor at Mayo. And it's kind of a mix of a vlog and a bunch of weird ranting that doesn't make the most coherent sense, but I figured I'd just kind of give you guys a lot of like my raw emotions. So yeah, I hope you enjoy. Good morning. All right, Mayo day one, let's go. I've got some caffeine, I've got lunch, I've got stuff. I am ready. Let's do this. Okay, I'm on the road. It is like almost 5:30 now. I gotta be there by 8 o'clock. It's about like 2.5 hours, so, you know, I am doing perfect. I should be there about 10 minutes early, which is nice. But also, it's 5:30 a.m. now. I got up at 3 a.m. Okay, I set my first alarm for 3 a.m. and I woke up at like 4 a.m. That was when I actually finally got out of bed. But I got like 3 hours of sleep last night because I didn't get home till like midnight. Whoops. So I'm tired. I am speeding. I don't even want to be alive right now, but you know, here we are. But yeah, 2.5 hours, I'll be at Mayo. See you there. I have made it! It is beautiful and sunny out, and we are here at Mayo. Heck yeah, right on time. Day one, done. I am done. Completely done for day one. I am currently parked in front of a Red Robin because y'all already know I'm getting Red Robin. I put in a mobile order, so I'm just waiting for it to be done, and I'm gonna run in and grab it, and I'm just gonna eat as I drive because it's 4:30 and I just want to go home. So, update. Daniel Dudenkoff, that's an unfortunate name, who's the doctor I've met with prior to this. So I had like the one intake with the psychiatrist who I saw today. I don't like her. Had the actual appointment with like Daniel Dudenkoff. I love him. He's actually really, like, I respect him. I think he actually understands what he's talking about. He does not treat anybody like they're stupid. He actually sits down and like talks about stuff and is like, yeah, like, here's the thing. Life isn't perfect. Nobody's perfect. It takes, like, yeah, ideally exercise. Like, the whole thing at Mayo is that exercise is pretty much the golden ticket to remission, which is great if you only have POTS. But like, when you've got so many other issues, it's really hard. That's not a practical solution. And so the whole thing about me getting a port is because my colon is not functional, my stomach is causing problems, so I can't drink enough orally in the first place. Bypassing the stomach, my colon's an issue. So because both sides of my GI tract are an issue, it's not like we can like skimp out on one. Feeding tube wouldn't be an option because my colon causes more issues than my stomach, and there's no way to deal with my colon effectively in this situation. I don't know. It's a whole lot of like things that are like weird. So the whole thing is that a feeding tube is not an option for me because my colon causes too many issues for me to do like a GJ, right? So it would be a port because I cannot orally intake enough fluids. and yeah, on top of everything. But then you get the EDS fun stuff with like exercise, and yeah, exercise is good for EDS too, but like in different ways. Anyways, there's a lot of things, right? And I do not disagree that exercise is a huge help in POTS. I 100% think that that is very much accurate. It is just not plausible, and I don't think it is the golden ticket to a cure. I don't think it's the only thing that can help. I don't think everything else should be dedicated to exercise when it comes to POTS. Like, I don't know. I'm not a scientist. I don't know. The other ones are all like, oh my gosh, exercise, that's the only thing that's ever gonna help you. And you're like, okay. He is very much like, he looks at you as a person, takes in all of your, like, any issues you have and works with you. So he is on board to some extent with me getting a port, because I have way too many GI issues plus POTS that are all coexisting and causing issues. But yeah, no, I still think that this program is like genuinely, if you know how to take care of yourself. We spent an hour talking about stress management, which I get it. Not everybody knows how to manage their stress and manage all of that. But like, if you know how to manage your stress, if you know how to like do a lot of the basics, it's, the entire program just feels so much like a time waste. And I'm like, I have not spent years trying to figure out what's wrong with me to have no idea how to manage my own stress. Like, I don't know. Then and everybody talks down to you. So I still think like, I still don't think that this is really all that beneficial. I think that there's a level of, I mean, I haven't gone to day 2 yet. Day 2 is when we learn what exercise, what the actual, the golden ticket exercise really is. So I guess I'll reserve judgment till I figure that out and see how that goes. But like, they're just all very demeaning. They're all very like, I can't even explain it. They're just, it's kind of gross. It's all gross feeling. But Dudenkopf is actually pretty chill. I like him. Everyone else, no. But him, yeah. So that is my day 1 thing, and I'm gonna go get my Red Robin food because I'm so excited. I love Red Robin. You guys already know I love Red Robin. This is the holy grail of my life. It smells so good. Oh my god, I'm so excited. I have never been happier. We got a classic case of goose crossing. Only in Florida, guys. Only in Florida. Baggies. Will someone kindly tell me why I thought it was a good idea to drive both ways? Actually, I know exactly why I decided it was a good idea, and that's because it's cheaper and I want to sleep in my own bed. Thank you very much. But I didn't want to pack. Like, honestly, this was in a long, convoluted way less effort. But like, I'm realizing that it's 2.5 hours to get there, 2.5 hours back. That's 5 hours of driving, which isn't that bad, but it's, today and tomorrow is going to be 10 hours of driving, which 10 hours in 2 days is not that bad. I've done a lot of long distance driving before, but it is the 10 hours of driving in 2 days on top of being in a classroom for 9 hours for both days. That's 14 hours a day of just sitting and paying attention. I don't have enough brain cells for this. It's fine. The sunset's really pretty, so got that going for me. Good morning. It is Valentine's Day, hence the makeup and cute little red outfit. But I am, it's like 5:20 and I'm about ready to head off for day 2. So let's go. I've got leftover Red Robin tea. I am ready to go. I literally heated these up in the microwave and oh my gosh, I'm so glad I did because they're so good and I'm gonna cry because they're really delicious and it's 5:30 in the morning and I'm really tired. Cheers. My distaste for driving on this road in the morning because the sun is brutal. You can't even see around it. What the fuck? That and traffic, but I think half the traffic comes from the literal fucking sun. Why? I have arrived. I am in the parking lot. 7:55. I have to like, oh yeah, I shut on my phone, I forgot about that. I have to check in by 8:30 today, so I'm definitely here early. Yay. I'm so tired. It's not even funny. I've gotten 7 hours of sleep between the last 2 nights. I got 2 hours of sleep, then 5 hours of sleep last night. And I'm so tired. That drive was brutal, but we've arrived. Nobody's dead. Besides maybe my soul. Okay, well, I am done with day 2, with the program, with everything. Yeah, I'm done. I'm in my car. I got every single person's phone number and made a group chat because I'm me, obviously I did that. And now I'm gonna go get gas because I literally have 21 miles of gas left in my car. And then I'm gonna go get Red Robin again. But this time I'm going to go sit inside and get a little something to drink. So, I don't know what the lighting's, what's happening. But yeah, time for Red Robin. Hello. I had totally meant to film before taking off my makeup, but I did not do that. So I am now in pajamas, no makeup, after showered. But you know, here we are. And welcome to my bed. This is what I get to see from my bed. You guys don't see this angle of my bedroom all that often, but it's a lot of fun. Pro tip, if you spend a lot of time in bed, make your bedroom fun to look at and be in because it makes it a lot nicer. That was not where I was going with this. Hello, I am home, obviously. I am so tired, like physically, I'm exhausted. Emotionally, I'm drained. I kind of went into this with hesitance, and there were a lot of moments where I'm like, I didn't like some of the people there. I didn't feel like what they were saying was great. And it was kind of this moment of like, this is a slippery slope to you gaslighting me into something that I don't want to believe is true. Well, I don't know. I'm like, all of this is in my head, and I don't know how to process any of it still. Like, honestly, I've said it before, but I feel like, yeah, if you really don't know much about POTS, if you really don't know much, and you really only, like, and POTS is the thing that you're really struggling with, this is great. But for the most part, POTS is not the main thing I'm struggling with anymore. We've pretty much got my POTS managed. And, like, I don't know, the whole thing was, like, Florinef works, IV infusions work for me. Because, as we've discovered, I have hypovolemic POTS, which means blood volume, not necessarily any central sensitization, which is the focus of the Mayo POTS program. So it's all about cognitive behavioral therapy and reducing stress, because stress makes that worse. No, I just literally don't have enough blood volume and thus have issues. And need more blood volume. And, like, the only way to do that is by adding. Because my GI tract doesn't work. So I feel like, I think what I discovered in all of this is that my GI tract is actually my worst problem. But yeah, no, like, we had my POTS managed with Florinef infusions, but we wanted to see if there was literally anything else we could do before placing a central line. Because we didn't want to do that. Like, I mean, nobody wants to place a central line. That's not a fun toy. I don't know. So we really just wanted to see what else we can do. But because what it really comes down to is my GI tract and not actually my POTS, yeah, it's central line is where we're gonna end up. And like literally talking to them, they're like, okay, well, if it was gastroparesis, we could suggest a feeding tube. But because I have gastroparesis and really bad colon dysmotility, and at this point my colon's completely non-functional, like there's very little function I have left in it. It does not absorb much, it does not move much, it barely functions. Like, you can listen to my abdomen, dead. I'm on literally Linzess, Motegrity, Senna, and Dulcolax every single day. Like 200 milligrams of Dulcolax, 2 doses of Senna every day, and Motegrity and Linzess. That's insane, and I still can't have a functional colon. So it's like, both sides of my GI tract don't work. You can't use a feeding tube because then it's just colon issues. And you can't like drink more of the colon issues because my stomach doesn't let me. So we're just kind of stuck in an impasse of like, okay, oh, the GI tract. So yeah, I don't know. Here's the thing. Everything today was like how to manage your stress, how to tell your loved ones how to help you. And I'm like, I live with the roommate who's great, but like a college roommate who's a college roommate, not a caregiver, not, you know, like my family lives in Africa. I don't have like immediate support people to share any of this with necessarily. Like, obviously I can tell my parents, I mean, hey mom, this is what to do when I pass out. Okay, sweetie, what do you want me to do from over here? Like, I don't know. And it's just like, obviously, if I think things were really, really unmanageable on my own, I could go back to my parents. Go to my parents? I've never actually lived in Africa. Anyways, but, like, it's not like I'm completely alone, but, like, in the place I am right now, I really kind of am, and yeah, I've got really great friends, but they either don't drive, and we live in a city, but I live outside of the city, so if they don't have cars, they can't get to me, and so when I'm sick, it's not like I can go get them. So, like, and it's not like that was really, like, how to be intimate with POTS. Yeah, single as fuck. So, you know, literally spent Valentine's Day at the hospital. Yeah. So much of it was, like, again, if you don't really know much about POTS, if this is your main issue, that's great, but, like, I think what I came in for was my POTS is managed, but not with the best options. Or we haven't managed with what we think is the best option. Is there anything else we can do that is safer, better, not this? That was like kind of the primary thing. But the other thing was like, okay, I know in theory the other things, and that this kind of like leads off, like, I know the other things of treatment for POTS, like, yeah, self-care, exercise, get fluids, but I don't know how to do those with everything else happening. How do I, like, I know I need to exercise, but if I can only get so many calories in a day, exercising is not always my best option because I don't have enough calories in my diet to really support me exercising. That's not a thing that's very great. So how do I exercise if I don't get enough calories? How do I do this if I don't get enough fluids? How do I do this because of this? How do I do this because of that? Like, it's just a constant stream of like, okay, you need to exercise 5 days a week at a very like set interval, and it has to be very progressive, but like, wrist surgery. Okay, when that happens, and then I'm taking days off wrist surgery. What if I get injured? Which it happens all the time. Like, I don't know how to, like, how do I actually exercise very well with the other problems? I don't know. And I think that's kind of what I guess I needed from this, was like, this is what we are doing. these are the things that I know I should be doing but don't know how to do. How can I do them? And is there, like, how can I do them? Will that replace this? And like, I feel like that didn't really get answered. And it wasn't just me asking these questions. Like, actually, I didn't ask most of these out loud. Other people were kind of pushing these same exact questions. Like, how do I do, how do I manage all of this? Like, how do I, like, because they were very much like, do exercise. You need to do aerobic exercise and resistance training. Okay, what exercises? How does the kid with cerebral palsy do that? Like, how do I do that with EDS? How do the 3 other people in the room with EDS do it? How does, like, and they couldn't answer that, and we're like, okay, do you have any sort of, like, program that helps with that? Do you have any PTs at Mayo who are willing to? Do you have actual specialists who can do this? No, go back. We're teaching you how to do it. Go back to your normal doctors and teach them. Okay, but you're not actually teaching us what to do. Like, it just very much was a, like, we have a problem. Have you tried yoga? Have you tried meditation? No, I have literally never tried meditation and yoga. Instead of coming and paying how many medical bills and how many doing how, I never tried yoga. I understand what they're trying to do as a program, and it's like a good first step. It really is. But it is not much more than that. It really isn't. And that's like, I don't know, frustrating. Man, I'm just tired. I'm like, I feel like we kind of went into this going, okay, unless Mayo genuinely has really great other solutions, we're replacing a central line. And they didn't really have a great other solution. So we checked the box. Like, I basically got what I came for, essentially. I found out, yeah, I'm managing it as best I can. Florinef is my best option because I can't take Midodrine because I have narcolepsy, which is a fun discovery. Didn't know that before yesterday. There's no other medications I can really take at this point. The other lifestyle changes and exercise changes are all dependent on other conditions changing in the long term. So like in the immediate short term, there's nothing much else we can do. And because I'm like at this place with all of my conditions, replacing a central line. So I got what I came for, right? I know I'm managing it as best as I can. I checked the boxes I needed to. Like, I'm not upset. Like, I got out what I thought I was going to get out. I'm just disappointed I didn't get more, if that makes sense. Like, I went in with certain expectations, but had higher hopes. But it met my expectation, so, that's where we're at. I am gonna go. I had an alarm go off literally right as I said I'm gonna go. I'm making pasta, so I'm gonna go get my pasta. I'm gonna do the last of my work I have to get done before tomorrow, and I'm gonna go to sleep because I need it. And maybe I will have more cohesive thoughts on this later. Okay, I actually had one more thought. So one of the things that really got me was, like, the fact that, like, they kept trying to set up all of these things, right? They kept trying to kind of, like, tell us, okay, you need to get this much sleep, and you need to wake up at the same time every single day, all 7 days of the week, like, including Saturday and Sunday, which is great, but here's the thing. I'm narcoleptic. I need 10 to 12 hours of sleep every night in order to be safe. So I know I need to sleep more than the 8, like, she was like, do not stay in bed more than 8.5 hours. I'm like, sis, that's not happening. Do not take naps. That's literally, okay. And at one point I'm like, we had to sit there and she's like, okay, write the time you wake up every single morning. You have to wake up at the same time every morning. And I'm like, so some mornings I have earlier classes. So some of my days I have 8 a.m. Some of my days I have 11 a.m.s. But I also have late classes, so there are days I don't get home till 8 p.m. If I'm supposed to be getting my 10 to 12 hours of sleep, I can't do, like, I'm not sure, like, the way that they're like, you have to structure your lives in this exact way. And I'm like, okay, but I can't, right? I physically cannot wake up at the same time and get enough sleep. I cannot do my meditation at this exact time when my evening meal, because I don't eat my evening meal at 6 o'clock. I eat my evening meal right before I go to bed, because honestly, that's what works best for me. Because I don't have time to do other things. Like, there are so many factors, and then they're just kind of like, you have to have it this way. And I'm like, okay, the only way I could literally do that is by dropping out of school, which is not what you guys want. You want us to have lives back. I'm like, I can't do that. You need to teach us how to actually do stuff in our lives, in the real world, not in a dreamscape where we can wake up at the same time every day because we have literally no social obligations whatsoever. I don't know, bothers me. Thank you so much for watching. I know that was definitely a little chaotic, but we made it through, and thank you for sticking all the way to the end. Go ahead and check out other videos on my channel, and they're down there. And yeah, subscribe for the next update, which is going to be all about my port and kind of that placement surgery vlog and tips and tricks and all that stuff. So make sure you subscribe so you don't miss all of this fun action. And yeah, as per always, lots of love, and stay safe and be happy.